All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Surviving Hollywood Podcast. My name's Austin.
My name is Aaron Arnold.
And Johnny Ray Diaz.
And we just had a round two with casting director, all-around good dude, Michael Testa. Guys, what did we think of the episode?
Man, it was great, dude. The reason I like talking to Michael and cool that he was willing to come on again is that he's just such a, down-to-earth, kind of chill guy. You know what I mean? We could talk to him about not just casting stuff, but like, regular everyday things like going hiking and all this other stuff. So it makes it really, it kind of, makes that whole gatekeeper thing, like sort of demystifies that where it's just like, dude, we're just a couple of regular people,
For sure.
I think that's really the key. I think you summed it up there, where everybody else, it kind of seems like there's this gatekeeper with casting directors or any level in the industry. Michael is just coming at it from a helpful point of view, regular guy, professional at his job, and just trying to, make a connection with us and help our audience. And that's what we appreciate.
And another thing is, obviously, self-tapes are all the rage now in these post-COVID times or during COVID. He talks about his pet peeves, what he likes, what he wish he would see more of from actors when they're doing their own self-tape. So get excited. Should we lead him in, team?
I think make sure everybody stays when Johnny and Michael both get their little dogs and make them kiss on camera.
Whoa. Not that kind of podcast, dude. I don't even know what that means.
But
we're going to go hiking with him soon, right? Wasn't that the plan? We talked about this too.
That'd be fun.
As soon as the forest fires and the air quality.
Yeah. As soon as the world is not on fire, basically. No, it was cool. And he also kind of mentioned a lot of things about the indie film world, which I thought was interesting. Like, and you guys kind of are familiar with this because you just worked on a commercial with these COVID guidelines, right? So I guess, how did those COVID guidelines kind of reflect into the indie world? Like, what did you guys have to do for that?
We get into it.
Yeah.
Are we going into it now?
Go ahead. I don't know.
Well, there was it's like your agent tells you booked the job, and then the production emails you saying you didn't book the job yet. You got to pass the COVID test. So for us, they sent a person to our house, gave us the up the nose test. A day later, we found out we passed. We got to set all these regulations. There was a dedicated individual, super friendly, seemed like a guy with EMT experience, saying, "Hey, make sure you wear a mask. Hey, make sure you wear the face cover." So this
super
guy,
friendly, but annoyingly good at his job.
The face cover too? Interesting.
A lot of it. Well, he had like as long as you wore something, but he was giving out all this stuff, saying, "Gotta wear it. Don't take it down."
Yeah.
And then you had this like lunch was only 2 people per table, staggered, all this stuff.
Yeah, and then like I mean, that's like a big commercial you guys worked on, and then like Michael reflected on how it's affecting the indie world so much, and so he really kind of gets into the whole guideline thing, which I thought was kind of interesting.
For sure.
So anyway,
great episode. Give it a like. Let's jump.
How's everybody doing?
Oh my god!
I really got to step up my fucking Zoom game because you guys look really crisp and clear, and I look not so good.
Hey,
although I got to be honest, you could put some stuff on the walls. It's a little drab in the background. I got a one. What is that? Ashland?
Yeah, from Ohio though. Ohio, yeah.
Ashland. See, my eyesight's still pretty good.
So there you go.
Nice.
That casting director brain automatically goes to the background. Not even the person in front of you. Just what's in the background.
Are you all in the same place?
No.
Austin and I are.
Yeah,
Okay,
you've been here.
Saying you all have very similar color schemes.
Well, actually, Michael,
I feel in love with the gray. Is that gray?
Michael, this is actually my self-tape setup. Can you give me a grade? Obviously, you wouldn't see those things.
Yeah, I don't like the gray. The gray's a little drab. Gotta be honest.
What do you prefer?
I like the blue.
The blue. Don't you think the blue looks a little too commercially sometimes though? No.
But is the gray better than something like what I have or Johnny has or you have, or it's just your house?
What do you mean?
Like is Austin's gray setup better than?
I don't mind gray. I don't mind the color gray, but I think when self tapes, it just sort of brings it. It's a little sad.
For me,
but what's
often
better?
I'm often wearing blue, so I'm not wearing gray that much. So that's.
No.
But like, what's better? Austin's
Just get blue, Austin. Just let it go.
I am. I really am.
Let it go.
What's
Yeah,
better though? Austin's like gray setup, or like something like what I have where you see a bunch of stuff in the background, or Johnny?
Oh, the gray setup. No,
Okay.
it's too busy.
Okay.
Because my eyes, I go see. I noticed the eagle ashlands. You know,
Mhm.
ashland eagles. I guess we would say it. But I noticed that right away.
Mm.
And so if that was a self tape, all of a sudden I'm taking away any focus from you onto that.
And I noticed behind you, you have both Jesus on the cross and a James Dean looking guy, where they're probably,
Well, where's the Jesus on the cross?
well, there's that, it's like a
Oh,
movie.
there. Yeah.
Oh, I see it on the right side.
I assume it's Jesus. I don't know.
Should I take that down? Am I going to offend anybody?
No.
Are we a politically correct podcast?
Well, there's nothing.
Not at all.
Fuck no.
And then the Jane, no, that's I don't know who that is. It's like I think it's like a Russian poet or something like that. I got it. There used to be a guy on off of Beverly who painted all these like really cool paintings. Like he did this one I got of. Can you see that one, La Dolce Vita?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
movies.
She's beautiful.
Anita was that Anita Ekberg? Yeah, Anita Ekberg. But he used to paint all these great scenes from movies and movie stars and different kind of weird stuff. And he would be in galleries all over LA like years and years ago. So I went and I bought 2 of his paintings. There's another one next to him.
Yeah, you got a lot of artwork on the walls.
Yeah, it looks like a
So
home.
one of my neurotic tendencies is to have a bare wall. That's why I'm sort of
Got you.
freaking out with all of you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm moving, so that's why I took all the stuff on my walls off. So
I'll go where you're moving.
I'm moving to NoHo,
Oh.
so not too far.
You drank Kool-Aid?
I drank it. Yeah.
Okay.
I took the red pill.
Where you still guys are still in West Hollywood?
Same place, yeah.
You might have seen us at the local Whole Foods. I don't know.
Did I see you guys? Did I see you?
No.
It's just because I know because I haven't been there in a while, and I was like, and I want to go back. Like all my groceries have been done by Instacart.
Gotcha.
Nope. I
Not
use
because
that.
I'm paranoid, but now because I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
It really is weird. So anyway,
So it's been a year. I think it's been a year, right, since the
think
last
it's
time
a
we had you
year,
on the
really?
pod. Yeah, on the podcast. Crazy. Time
Over.
flies. But in this last year, I mean, like everything's changed.
so who's been the most popular podcast? Me. Yeah.
It's actually you were second
You're
best.
You're up there.
Oh really? Seriously, second
Yeah.
best?
Yeah,
Well,
you're
like
up there.
a comedian. Sometimes we have comedians and they have their own built-in audiences. But our audience loves casting directors.
I have a sort of a built-in audience. Just this is let me. I want to be number one, so let me promote it as much as possible.
That's why
Yeah.
you're here. That's why
I
you're
love
here,
it.
man.
You're like, yeah, we need the ratings.
So what is your outlook, Michael, for casting in September at end of 2020? Like how do you see it?
I got to be honest. I'm not too like gung ho. I don't think it's going to come back in a bountiful way as a lot of people are predicting. I think it's going to just keep easing back in slowly and one step at a time. I think everybody's sort of either paranoid or everybody's just sort of, I think a lot of the rules and regulations are somewhat overblown and sort of the way they're designed, intentionally or unintentionally, have sort of put a crimp in smaller productions. So a lot of them are afraid to actually shoot here in LA. I actually got done casting a film, which from what I was saying, was one of the first, I guess, independent kind of film productions or out there. So a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, thank God we have something to cover," and that was only 4 weeks ago.
Are you talking about like the new sort of COVID guidelines that are too strict? Is that what
COVID
you're saying?
guidelines, I think,
Yeah.
are a little much. I mean, I get it and understand it, and everybody has to sort of do their own. But it just, for a film that's $500,000-$600,000, they can't afford it.
Right.
And so I know like a lot of places and a lot of people have done stuff that's non-union. Just to get something done. And I know the places are sort of probably eager to get any sort of content because there's probably going to be a glut.
Yeah.
Sometime very soon, if not, it's here. So it just sometimes I think it drives work away from the working actor, the working SAG actor. Sometimes, and I get it, and I think you have to be stringent, but I think there's got to be
Do you think that means that like a lot of the indies or like the lower budget indies, even like the $500,000-$600,000 ones, are they going to kind of go away? Or
They're
what do you
going
think?
to, not only they're going to go away, I don't think they'll ever really kind of go away. I just think that they're going to, a lot of them not going to shoot here. They're going to find places to shoot. They're going to go non-union, you know, it's just going to change. And I know it's unfortunate that a lot of actors, especially a lot of actors here in LA, sort of make their living or sort of, you know, move their career along by doing some of those movies.
Right.
I think we're about to see this whole new wave of content coming from people who are less liberal and more conservative and libertarian, because the liberal people, they need to be extra safe. They don't want anybody catching COVID on set. But the libertarian Republican people go, you know what, it's okay.
You know, that you put the political context on that. I'm not going to go down that road because I don't want to get hate mail on either side.
I'm not hating, but yeah, I get you.
No, I'm not saying you're hating. I'm just saying that it's
just a fact.
I don't necessarily disagree. I don't necessarily agree wholeheartedly, but I don't necessarily disagree. I think it's unfortunate that, you know, in a larger scheme, we sort of politicize this whole thing. I think on both sides, pox on both sides. And I think a lot of people who do that don't understand the real consequences, economic consequences, artistic consequences, creative consequences it has on, you know, everyday people, everyday working actors.
Let's just say that Orange County has not stopped making movies. Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, moving on.
No, like, you know, I mean, I think maybe part of you may be part of right. Like, in this film that I shot in Utah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why a lot of stuff is going to Georgia, right? Georgia, you know, places like that.
I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know about that. I think
actually
a lot is Oklahoma, Utah, and Connecticut for some bizarre reason. I don't know why.
Connecticut, huh?
Good tax breaks in Connecticut.
Is that what it is?
Are they still there, the tax breaks?
I don't know, but it was a couple years ago when Aaron and I did our thing.
So, you know, I mean, I always think about, like, you know, I was approached about a couple of films and they wanted to shoot here in LA. It was 2, but then they were like afraid that, you know, lockdowns were going to happen again. So they didn't want to take the chance. You know, it's that kind of thing that sort of really, I think, puts a hindrance into starting up again.
Yeah.
You know,
do you know personally what some of the guidelines are?
You know, it was, ours was done, and I don't think I can say exactly what the film was or who did it just yet, because I just think they want to wait for an official press announcement, because it was a pretty big production company and it was a pretty big film.
Eric Roberts.
What are you talking about?
Oh, he does a lot of independent films.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that.
Okay.
Not that I have anything against Eric Roberts, but I get the sort of connotation he brings to certain films.
Hey, I like him.
We'd love to have.
Hey, by the way, it was a much bigger budget than most of Eric Roberts. Come on.
All right, cool. That's what I'm wondering.
We'd love to have him on the pod if he's listening.
I would, you know what? I think, you know, I think I actually think he's a really incredible actor. I mean,
Johnny's worked with him.
He's good. I've worked with him before. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good actor. Just I wish there was that sort of, you know, baggage around him. That'll be nice.
For sure.
But what was the question?
No, I was asking about if you know personally some of the guidelines that they were imposing.
I know it was the company itself, you know, followed obviously the SAG guidelines, which, you know, I guess there's a lot of testing involved in that, testing before they get on a plane and after they get off the plane. From my understanding, and if I'm wrong, then somebody maybe correct me, but I think that Utah didn't require a quarantine after they get off the plane. However, the production company required a 5-day quarantine afterwards, just to sort of, you know, a safety net. And again, you know, they could afford to do that, and they built it into the budget. You know, 5 days of flying somebody somewhere and quarantining them up.
Put them in a hotel or something.
That's not going to happen on a $500,000 film. It's unaffordable.
Yeah.
So, and I know I think things like getting actors have to get themselves to the sets, you know, but they provided, I believe, because I didn't do this part of the deal, rental cars, you know, so there's no that mass sort of migration to and from sets all in a van or anything like that.
Gotcha.
You know, restricting the communication. Oh my God, that's my phone. Hang on. That was, sorry, I just got my phone off.
So loud.
Boy, that's
Classic.
loud.
Classic blooper.
Hang on,
This guy is in demand, people.
no, it's my best friend. He calls like 5 times a day. Hang on, I'm gonna shut this whole thing off.
If you need to take it.
Yeah.
You want to hear that? By the way, you don't want to hear that conversation.
We do want to hear that conversation. Oh.
Some of the interaction with part of the crew is greatly reduced. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, what would you think is the solution then? Like, what do you think would be the best way to approach it?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like an expert in that, although I feel like I've become a little bit of an expert in terms of doing this film. But I just think some people are very paranoid and just going to wait till there's some really kind of vaccine.
But we are seeing, like I heard AMC is opening a lot of movie theaters to show Tenant this weekend or next
Right.
week.
How many people are going? I think the real key about that is not that they're opening it up; is how many people actually go.
Are they opening here in LA? I thought they were just opening in other parts of the country.
Some in California. I'm not sure. It was a select few.
Right. Yeah, I think it's county by county. Right? I don't know.
Okay. Oh, is that okay?
But that's the essence of the problem. Is
Right.
we don't know, and we're probably all like 4 of us would usually go see Tenant. And now we're all like, where, what? I don't know.
Right.
And
Well, I think it's funny when I see the trailer for it. They advertise it as like big movies are back in theaters, and I'm like, aren't you the only movie in the theater? You know what I mean? I'm like,
I kind of wanted to do that Russell Crowe one. I thought that looked fun.
which one is that one?
I don't know.
It's called Unhinged, where he
I don't
plays
think I've seen that
he
one.
plays a trucker who goes unhinged, gets like road rage, and just sort of chases.
He's just sick of like sitting in the car for so many hours.
Yeah, it feels like there's a great like I think Steven Spielberg's first movie. I think it was a TV movie with Dennis Weaver where it was about a guy who gets chased down by a 18-wheeler, and the guy just keeps coming after him, and he finds out that he's like a hitman sent to kill him. But it's such a great tense movie, just being chased by this big freaking truck. So,
Sounds fun to me.
it was fun. It looks great to me. So I can't wait for it to come onto some streaming service.
So from your point of view, how has auditions changed in terms of casting?
For me, it really hasn't changed that much because I've been doing. I think last time I was on the podcast, I said that one year I cast like 15, 16 movies, and seven of them were shot out of town, and I cast every single role down to one-liners from my couch in West Hollywood. It's just relying on the self-tapes, making sure your director knows what he's doing so that he can feel confident enough to sort of direct somebody if they get to a set or see something in somebody off a self-tape to hire. I haven't done a lot of like the callbacks on video yet, which I'm kind of hoping I don't have to, because it's a whole new process I'm going to have to figure out, and I don't want to spend the time to figure that out, but I will if I have to. So it really hasn't changed that much for me.
Have you found actors have stepped up their self-tape game?
No.
Interesting. You would think so, right? I mean, this is the future.
Well, not to sort of promote my own thing, but I've been teaching a class since this whole started. I
attended.
No. I have another private sort of one-on-one acting class which is me and an actor, so it's not like a big group or anything like that. But one of the things I do sort of teach or guide actors is sort of step up their self-tape game, which will be much more important. That's why I commented on the background of your apartment.
I just wanted you to know, when I self-tape, the curtain is sort of, it's not as crinkly.
We get it, dude. We get it.
Michael, you would give me that call back, man. You would give me that call back. I know you would.
Okay, sure.
Keep dreaming, bud.
But yeah, so I think it's really now even more important that actors do step up their self-tape game.
Would you give us some best practices, or I don't want to?
Listen, I would invest in one of those, portable backgrounds. I like the blue, but whether color works well for you, you get a good lighting kit. They're not that expensive off of Amazon. If you get those ring lights, make sure you get one of those filters so you don't see the fucking ring in your eyeball.
Right.
A sound, get a safe, a good space for it. What angle looks better for you. Everybody know their colors of their wardrobe, how that, and now the importance of wardrobe is even more important because you'd be surprised how a color or a type of shirt really sort of pushes you in a direction of an audition in terms of the character. I mean, it really does. So, I mean, I would quite frankly get, just have like a wardrobe, a drawer full of wardrobe that you know works well for you on camera, you know, and just have it ready to go. After all the quarantine, I know a lot of times, you know, when I'm doing self-tapes in the class, I'm teaching, like, a lot of actors can't have people come over to sort of audition opposite them on a self-tape. So they do these, I guess there's some apps now where you can sort of record your own voice and play it back as the alternate. And I don't really mind those, but sometimes they're a little clunky because the timing's not right. So if you're going to go down that road, sort of really, really practice it a lot so the timing works in terms of tape. But have a list of actors, of friends that you can go to have them come over for a self-tape, so you don't have to use a significant other who can't act, which really sometimes hurts a tape.
I would think that when you're practicing your lines for an audition, those apps would help. But to actually film the audition and you're recording the other lines, I would think that would be very clunky and probably not.
There's you know, again, it's been, actors have used it to varying degrees. Some people have. One actress I didn't even like. I was like, oh my god, was that you? I couldn't even tell. It felt like a very complete scene. Like there was even like sort of like almost talking over each other in the scene, like a natural kind of thing. And other ones are just like, what's with the 5-minute gap between, like, and it's like, no, I was waiting for the other line. I'm like, you got to figure that out. That's
right.
not good, but
yeah, I've used those before, and I have done some self-tapes when I'm in a pinch like that, and it's tough. And I try to make the reader voice sound different than my own, so that way it sounds like a different person.
It's funny. I thought that was going to be an issue in terms of having the same voice come back, but
it really wasn't.
Not for me.
I think for me, listening to it, I was like, this sounds weird. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But isn't the better move maybe to have call a friend and have them sort of read the lines on Zoom? Or
a lot of people don't have friends, or they're scared of COVID.
They don't have friends. No friends. Very long meetings.
I
don't know. I mean, I don't do self tapes, so I don't know.
You watch them.
I watch them, but I don't know sort of the particulars of doing them.
That's fair.
It's like everybody asks me, like, how do I go find an agent? Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know. Like, I've never had to find an agent, so I don't know.
You're just like, hey, can you stop asking me so many questions? All right.
Exactly.
You should say, hey, you might want to book a part if you want an agent.
Ooh, wow, you're cool. That was
chicken and the egg scenario.
Catch-22.
So I do have a question, though. Obviously, everyone's kind of in a different headspace right now because of the way things are going on. But
do you have like a filter? You got like a sort of a glow. Like, do you
me?
have like those Hollywood filters going on there?
I don't have any. I'm just sitting in front of a window.
See, Johnny's a professional photographer as well, or very experienced with photography, so he knows how to light himself.
Well, I'm just literally sitting in front of a window because my desk is gone. I sold my desk, so I don't have a desk anymore. But I was going to ask you. Thank you for that. That's good. Now I know. I was going to ask you. Everyone's in this weird headspace now in terms of what's been going on this year. Obviously, what do you think are some things that actors should be doing when they kind of get out of this? Like, what can we be doing?
Ooh, look at that self-promotion.
I didn't hear what you said.
I say it again.
Taking my class.
Okay.
No.
Where can we take your class?
Yeah.
Well, anybody just email me at Michael Testa Casting.
And are you talking about that one-on-one class, or you also did a thing with Austin, which is different?
The one-on-one class.
That was through the SAG Foundation.
Well, I say this just a bit. I think what I'm trying to say, actually, and to answer the question on a broader level, is that, I think you're just going to find ways to stretch, to really, really push yourself. I also think now is a really, really good time, number one, to sort of step up your self-tape game. You have the time. You can figure it out. Number two, just really sort of hone your skills and also try to sort of redefine yourself. One of the things I really, really stress in the class, and one of the things I want to stress maybe here, which will help people and find any way to sort of do this, is sort of never, ever, ever define yourself as an actor by the roles you get called in for. Whether it be types, co-stars, whether it be a certain type of a person you call them, because the essence of acting is to stretch and move beyond sort of who you are and to adapt. So if you can take the time to sort of really, really drum into your own brain that you're not just, who people think you are. You're much deeper than that, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, deeper. But you know, and I think that only comes with just really trying stuff that you maybe haven't tried before, you know, working on scenes that you never really gotten a chance to audition for. And then that will sort of broaden what you can do, I think, and what you believe you can do.
Now, is your class ostensibly the same thing as when you do a one-on-one with an acting coach and they help you with your audition?
Yeah, it's been a much more sort of a personal level and much more connection. I mean, when I started, I actually started around almost 2 days after we locked down back in March, because I had some weird feeling. I mean, I had a feeling it was not going to go 2 weeks. I was all about, as you probably can tell, I like to talk, and you know, I'm sort of full of myself sometimes, acting. But you know, I just wanted to figure out a way to sort of keep connected to people, to keep connected to certain actors, and so it involves just sort of a personal connection, one-on-one with an actor, just, you know, doing scenes, getting self-tapes, calling them up, doing a FaceTime talk, and just, you know, walking them through things, getting sort of giving a peek inside my brain and I can get a peek inside their brain, and just keep, you know, just keep acting. So, and I didn't want to do something where there was like, you know, you're sitting on a Zoom class for 4 or 5 hours a week and then not actually even acting, just sort of watching
Right.
it act, you know, which I don't think is really helpful, because these Zoom classes, I mean, I had a nice class, the one that you attended, but it's so fucking long. It's exhausting.
True.
I mean, you really are exhausting. It's something about just, I don't know how the kids do it. I don't know how people like with kids and just kids classes. I mean, I'd be one of those kids that would, with the ADD, be like, I'm not doing this, you know, and running off and just, you know, slam the computer down. That would be good.
Do you feel like you've kind of, you know, discovered some new potential actors that you've never seen before?
I actually have. I just a quick story. Is really, really funny how this all happens, and how people sort of, you know, it's never too late to pursue a dream. Is I had a student he was from New York, but he was originally from Boston, and he was quarantined up in Boston with his mother, who is a true Bostonite with, you know, with the thick accent, the rough and gruff thing. But she was at first reading with her. She was reading opposite him. And I just kept commenting, like I said, oh my God, I love your mother's voice. It's great. It's like, it's so real and authentic. And about 3 weeks in the class, he said, you know, I think my mother wants to take the class. I'm like, get out of here. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, you know, I believe she's in her 60s. If I'm aging her up, she's going to kill me. But in her 60s, she's got a great face. She's like, she's authentic, and she's actually really good. Like, and she booked a role in a short film, her first one. She signed with an agency out in New England, like you know, so it all just sort of happened. But she was like, oh my God, I just love doing this. So she kind of discovered this, you know, whole other side. And she was like was she a homicide detective, undercover detective in the Boston area? Like, you know, worked on like 9/11 cases and all.
Oh, wow. So she's got some stories.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a real deal.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all came through this for this. And it's like, you know, she just always kind of wondered about this, and always had this sort of, you know, voice in the back of her head saying, maybe I should do this and have some fun. And she finally did. And she's having a blast, you know. And so.
And now her son's jealous. Like, my mom took my career.
Her son just moved out here he moved out here in August to sort of do the whole, and there's another one too that, you know, he hadn't really done a lot of it, and he started, and he's gotten exponentially better, and sort of, you know, now decided he's brave enough to sort of pursue it full time. I was like, I think they're really bad time to come out here.
Yeah, it's kind of rough to be moving out here at this time.
I know. I keep telling everybody, don't make any sort of life decisions based on anything yet. Just wait till this all kind of shakes out. I think is probably the most prudent advice, you know. So,
and generally speaking, like when you're casting, how much for like maybe a lead in a feature film, how much of those auditions do you pull from actors you already know versus I'll try out some new people and see?
Now it varies. You know, it depends on the submissions, it depends on my ideas. And, you know, I like to try out new people. I just think it's interesting. And I also think it's like one of those ways that sort of, you know, CDs and other people sort of who make movies or TV shows and sort of give back to the actors who we rely on so much. Is just, you know, it doesn't kill you to audition in like another, you know, 10 or 15 new actors, because it gives them sort of a momentum. It gives them sort of a couple of steps forward in what they're doing. So I do like to try out new find new talent, or just get an idea of who they are. I think a casting director is only as good as many actors that they know.
Let me ask you about that, because Austin and I just booked and shot a commercial for car insurance. And when I was talking with the director on set, she was like, when I saw you guys audition, I knew right away I wanted you guys, but I had to sit through everybody else. And once after that happened, I still wanted you guys, which was nice to hear. But as a casting director, when the director just sees somebody and makes up their mind, is that good? Is that what you want? Or you're like, well, we got to get through other people?
Because, at the end of the day, it's like, you want to cast the role. I also want to cast it as soon as possible, because then my job's done. And you've completed your work, so that's always a good feeling. It's maybe not as good as if you don't have the same opinion as the director. But at the end of the day, he or she is the director. So you have to sort of, they're the ones directing the commercials, so they get to choose. Really.
So overall, it's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Have you ever pushed back on a director?
Oh God, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time.
But did you ever cross the line?
Well, define crossing the line.
Well, like not cross the line, but like put your foot down.
I don't.
Is it physical altercation? Is that what you're talking about?
I remember if I told the story last time. If I did, I apologize for this. I did very early on. I did a TV show, a feature called The Young Unknowns, sort of a take on Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Set among Beverly Hills brats who sort of work in the commercial production industry, and sort of all these rich, kids running around. And there was a role for a Chinese American or Asian actress to play a commercial producer, and Lucy Liu came in at that point like 4 times, and she really wanted to do it, and my director just wasn't seeing that. I'm like, you're crazy. Like, you're just like, I was going on and on. I literally would keep bringing her up like no, I keep bringing her back, and she just wouldn't do it. And I just said, I just literally, she said, you're making the biggest mistake you ever could with this movie. I'm telling you. And she didn't go with her, and she actually changed the ethnicity of the character. And then like 3 weeks later, or actually right after the movie stopped shooting, and like 2 weeks after that, Lucy booked Ally McBeal, which was the stepping stone. And to this day, she sends me a note every time like Lucy Liu books something. I was so totally wrong.
Wow.
Nice.
Good. She admitted it.
She
Learning
did.
experience.
Yes, she was. What was her name? Catherine.
Hey, in our final 5-10 minutes, I have a few questions that are just sort of more specific.
We're in the midst of the podcast. I had no idea.
And we'll edit this.
We're in the throes of it all.
We'll edit this down to a good 2-3 minutes and release it. But hey, what are some of your pet peeves auditioning with self-tapes?
Sometimes the volume is too low. Like I hardly hear, so I have to sort of, when you send the files, make sure they're not like fucking humongous beyond belief. That's really irritating.
I want you to see it in HD.
So you don't want a 4K audition?
Just actually, it's also true. A lot of people have been doing lots of dead space. Like, there's so much space around them that again, remember, like, you have that sometimes the amount of space around you sort of overwhelms you and makes you feel small and sort of insignificant. So really, it's ever more now important that actors think like, directors, cinematographers, because now you actually are your cinematographers in your own self-tapes. So just know some of the basic rules of self-tapes. And one other thing, and I had this once before, not recently, but it was about 2-3 years ago. When you actually start the tape, don't turn off the light. Turn on the light. Somebody actually turned off the light when they started acting, and I was like, "But you're in the dark." I know. Yeah, I had to say it. She started acting, and the light went like this. Watch, hold on. Went off. And she did the whole thing. And
she's like, "I don't want you to see my."
I was like, I couldn't get exactly just like that.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. It was really kind of a funny
But now you remember that audition forever.
I don't remember her name.
She's imprinted in your mind.
I don't remember anything about it.
And my final question, Michael, TV shows that you would recommend. What are you watching right now?
Oh my God! Well, I just watched an episode of The Boys, which I think is funny. Which
I haven't seen that show. I heard it's good though, right?
It's really good. It's at first you're like, I don't know, okay, I get it, but then it gets really, really good. And I think it was this first episode of the second season, or the second episode, I think had my favorite line of dialogue I've heard in about 10 years. It was just brilliant. So watch that.
Give us a line reading. What was it?
I don't want to somebody. But if you know the premise of the show, there's like an actor. He's really, really good, who plays sort of the anti-Superman, and he's just a vile human being and just awful. And he's talking to his son, and he says, if I didn't get it exactly, I'm sure somebody will correct me, but he says, in a very honest, true, emotional way, it's really fucking hard to be far superior to every fucking human being on the entire planet.
Cocky son of a gun.
That was great.
And Michael related,
it was like, oh my, and you're like, I get it. Oh my God, I so get it.
Michael's like, I understand your burden, superhuman. That's me.
Exactly, I get it. I get it.
Michael said that in an audition once to an actor.
I watched The Boys. I don't know. It's really hard for me to sort of. Most TV shows suck. If they don't get me in the first, honestly, half hour, I'm done.
There's just so many options,
The way
and also too, it's got to be something that really, really grabs. It's got to really grab you, because you got to, because you also realize nowadays you're not investing an hour, you're investing 10 hours, because if it's that good, you're going to binge.
It's a lifelong decision.
It's a commitment.
Yeah, it is.
Beginning a relationship, you got to go through all the funds you don't want to go start a relationship with, and then you find one.
I totally agree. That's why I recommend Waco miniseries, only 6 episodes.
I saw Waco. That was really good. That was really good. Yes. I mean, what's his name?
Taylor
was really good. I mean, I was a little shocked. But
I'm worried, Gary. You guys are spreading lies about us.
I'm about to try Yellowstone, because I haven't seen that yet, and I hear that
Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be good.
Hey, before we wrap this up, I did want to ask, I think in my mind, one of the things that differentiates you as a casting director, I guess this really doesn't have anything to do with your actual work, but just as far as your, PR goes, what differentiates you is that you're actually friends with a lot of actors, it seems, in the industry. You actually have personal relationships. You go on hikes. Is that accurate, first of all?
I guess. I mean, but everybody, you're not the first to sort of commented on that, but it's what I understand is but that's who I meet all day. I mean, that's who I come in contact with, mainly as actors. I don't other friends outside of the industry and other things. I really do. But I just,
Yeah, there's nothing. I think it's cool. The only thing is other casting directors.
I never understood that thing. I never understood that sort of the casting director who doesn't want to sort of interact with actors in their day-to-day life. I just don't get it.
They see them all day. They're like, I don't want to hang out with them.
No, I think it's more than that. I feel like they, I don't know.
I think they feel like they're just separate from the artist or separate from the talent, and they have their own thing. If it does give you an edge, I think you would have an edge because you actually know some more.
I don't even think about it in that way. I really don't. That's why I always kind of it's a little, every time somebody points it out to me, I go I don't cringe. I just sort of go oh, because I honestly don't really think about it outside of when somebody brings it up, because I just sort of feel like I'm friends with who I'm friends with. And if they happen to be actors, fantastic. And I just become in more contact with actors. So I would imagine that would be more of my friends. So.
By the way, I just want to say, I saw on your IG, congratulations. What is it called? Like a House on Fire. Got accepted in Toronto International Film Festival. That's pretty awesome.
That's great. It's a great indie movie. Sarah Sutherland stars as a woman who's in the bout, or actually ended her bout with postpartum depression. He tries to sort of get back into her life after 3 years, and it doesn't go very. It's truly one of the most heartbreaking scripts that I read, and it's really it's great. I was really happy. It's well deserved, and the writer director, his name is Jesse Klein, is just really great, really smart. That's one of the best things about working in film as a casting director, is to really get to know the director and just get a sense of how they feel and see their sort of vision of life and or how they perceive things. And it was just that was a really good experience of sort of working closely with somebody for like 10 months, really. That was great. I was really happy about that.
That is really cool. Do you know if that festival, are they going to actually have the festival?
I think it's all online.
Is it? Okay.
I don't know.
It's tricky. Yeah,
that's
weird.
One thing I'm really, really bad about. Like I don't know. And I'm really bad about like once sort of I'm done with something, even when I write a script, I'm sort of like, okay.
You're like, I don't even know who you guys are anymore.
Yeah. I do. I forget sometimes that I hired actors.
There you go. Yeah. The last question I have for you, and we actually talked about this earlier, is when are we all going hiking? What gives?
I'll go. I try to go every day. That's my goal.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
So you do look trim.
I cannot go by myself. Like if I go by, I won't. I just won't, because then my mind gets crazy and it's not good. So if you guys want to go, let's go.
I do think you look more fit even than the last time I saw you. It doesn't surprise me.
My shoulders are hunched over. I'm hunching over.
No, you're more fit. I could tell. All right, whatevs.
Does Luigi go on these hikes with you?
No, oh my God, just made me sad. Luigi can't go. He's got it. My Luigi, by the way, for everybody who's listening, is my dog.
It's your pool boy. Oh, okay.
It is my dog, who is a part Chihuahua and Jack Russell Terrier, who is always so great and happy and peppy, but he got a autoimmune disease at the very beginning of all the.
Oh, really?
He's got I guess rheumatoid arthritis for small dogs.
That was pretty selfish.
Sorry to hear that.
Now he can't hike. He's still happy and peppy, but he just can't go up and down stairs. And
it's a tough for him.
Yeah.
Actually, I just got a dog. Actually, it's a Jack Russell mix as well. Do you want to see him?
Yeah.
I think it is. I got him at a rescue a few months ago.
It looks like a weenie dog.
Come here.
It looks like a dachshund.
I think he's a Jack Russell Chihuahua mix.
Here's my biggest advice: get pet insurance.
Why?
He looks.
This is Charlie.
Hang on, Luigi.
Yeah, they do look similar.
Let's let the dogs talk.
Yeah.
I got him at a rescue. I don't know, 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. I don't know.
No, do you know the casting director? No, what is her name?
What's up, bud? Yeah, they do look kind of similar, actually. Yeah. See, say hi to him.
God, why can't I remember her name? I'm having a brain fart. But it's a casting director. She does look it up really quickly. All of like Peter Jackson's movies and Hobbit. She runs a small dog rescue called Star Paws. If you're getting a small dog, go to her. Hang on, I'm sorry, I have to find out who the fuck this is, because now I know her. This is what the annoying thing is, and that's why my brain is.
Did Luigi love to hike before? Because I noticed with Charlie, he loves hiking. He's actually better hiker than I am, I think.
Oh really?
I mean, he jumps on rocks. He goes up and endless energy.
Victoria Burrows. My God, I can't believe I just had a brain fart with her. Do you know Victoria Burrows?
I know of her.
I'm not familiar with her.
She's a wonderful person and a wonderful casting director, and she has a small dog rescue called Star Paws.
Star Paws, okay.
Out there is looking for a dog to rescue. Go to her. Really great. That's where I got Luigi. But yeah, he loved to hike, and he just can't anymore.
Johnny, are you going to get the pet insurance, Johnny?
To get Healthy Paws.
I probably should.
Oh, you really should. I'm telling you.
Which one are you? Do you have one now?
$1,000, quite frankly.
Really? Okay. Which one do you have?
I have. It's called Healthy Paws.
Healthy Paws. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll look into it.
And that's for medical bills or what?
It's not that you guys care about the details, but maybe you should. It's only about $50 a month. Maybe.
Okay. And it kind of covered most stuff, I'm assuming?
It's $250 deductible every year. So if you use it up, then it kicks in. And then after that, it's 90% of
whatever the cost is.
Whatever the cost is. They don't cover like, basic sort of checkups or anything like that, but it's,
Gotcha. Like
somehow.
surgeries or something like
Surgeries,
that.
yeah, all that they cover. Medicine after that they cover. They even covered his acupuncture, doggy acupuncture.
Oh my God, what a spoiled dog.
Acupuncture.
Man.
Well, yeah, because hello, I mean, yeah, he couldn't walk, the poor dog.
It covered his holistic turmeric pills too.
Okay.
Turmeric pills, by the way, they're good for inflammation.
There you go.
$50 a month for insurance. Okay, I guess that helps the dog. Or $50 a month for Bark Box.
No,
is the dog.
Okay.
No, here's right, exactly.
There's just a bunch of toys at
Let
BarkBox,
me
right?
tell you how good this company is, and they better give me a reduction because if I can send more people the way, Healthy Paws. But I literally submitted a claim on a Tuesday morning, and I think it was the big claim, the big one, with all the all the checkups and the fluids they took. I submitted a claim on Tuesday morning. I had a check Saturday morning.
All right. So you have to pay for it and then they reimburse you. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. I mean, Charlie's only like a year old, so he's going to probably be okay for a little bit, but I do think it's true.
He was 7, so he got that. And so
yeah, still pretty young.
Pretty young.
Yeah.
Always, God forbid he hurts his leg or something like that. So
on a hike that you take him to, Johnny.
Yeah, exactly. No, they get to have Lyme disease.
Well, he actually fell. He were on the last hike I went to. He actually fell down not like a cliff, but like a little like rock path, and he fell on this thing. And I knew he was gonna fall, and I was like, he was like slowly backing up. I'm like, Charlie, what are you doing? And I kind of tried to go for him, and he just
he's backing up. You're pushing him down.
Yeah,
your dog off a cliff. What are you doing?
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened, Mike.
If anybody in our audience knows the number for animal control, please comment.
Really.
He slipped off a little slow.
By the way, I liked how Johnny earlier was acting surprised that his dog likes taking a walk more than him,
He's like, come on, are you going to take me out? I'm like, dude, I took you out 3 days ago. What do you want? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're good though. You guys don't have
he's great. He's great.
No dogs for no.
I would love a dog, but I feel like I'm not responsible enough to have a dog in my apartment right now because
the best advice my sister ever gave me was, I felt the same way with my first dog. Like, I'm going to be gone all the time. They adapt to you. They'll adapt to you. So, open up your heart.
Don't tempt me.
Great company, by the way. Great company.
Right?
So, absolutely. Anyway, Michael, well, we appreciate your time. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So thanks for coming on.
I'd say the best casting director in the whole city.
I'm a fan.
Oh my God, I'm a fan.
Yeah, or the country. The country?
Can you make me a T-shirt that says that?
Yeah.
Hey, we'll make you a thumbnail and spell your name right this time.
I don't get that.
Oh, when we made that thumbnail originally, I mixed up the A and the E.
Well, way to bring in some negativity.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I thought everybody knew. I had to address it.
Austin, that's been like in Austin's mind the whole time. Yeah. I messed up.
I have to bring it up. I don't know when.
I sent you the correct one right after.
I can give a shit. I mean.
Okay.
I can't believe you misspelled Michael, dude.
That's
I know.
To me.
That's the embarrassing part. Michael, give us a call to action. Tell our audience where they can find you and some motivation for our audience.
Motivation.
Plug yourself. Plug your everything.
I don't know. Look. Keep acting if you want to. I don't know if you want to try one of my self-tape.
There we go.
Things. Just email me at michaeltestacasting@gmail.com, or if you're on Instagram, hit me up. I don't even know my handle on Instagram. Hang on.
It'll be in the link below in the comments section.
I have Michael Testa Casting on Instagram too. I have 2 accounts.
You have 2 accounts. Yeah.
Oh, yes. We'll probably do it there. The best way to do it.
Okay.
And what is the cost for this workshop?
Priceless.
I am really cheap. I don't book it in advance, so I book like class by class because I don't want anybody sort of in this economic times put in too much money and sort of be kind of stuck to it. The schedules are very flexible, so each session, each class runs 7 to 10 days. Usually get done through 3 a month, and it's $30 per class. So it's about $90 a month.
Super cheap.
Yeah,
and again, it's not
a great deal.
It's not like you have to give $90 at one time. I book it week by week because some people, and it's very flexible. Like some people, like, oh my God, I just booked a short film. I want to concentrate on that. I'm like, hey, great, I don't care. God, great. I mean, I do care. Happy.
Better for me. I don't have to tell them to do anything.
Yeah, no. But just hit me back up when you're done with the movie, and we'll get back in. So it's not like it's.
Guys, these prices aren't going to stay this low forever. Please hit Michael up before the price increases.
And mention this podcast for 50% off.
Oh
no, it's already discounted for you.
Just kidding.
If you want 20%
a lot of
more.
work, by the way, because I give it's two self-tapes the actors do, but then I give very detailed notes after the first one, and then I do 2 FaceTime calls. I'm very busy. It's very busy.
That is a lot.
It should be at least $140. So.
Ouch! Don't say that. Really?
I don't know.
He's gonna raise the prices.
I don't know. I also want to do again. I want to make sure people.
It's very well affordable.
A lot of people, just you guys, everybody knows. When this all hits, people are like, "Where the fuck?"
Nobody's working right now.
I don't know if anyone even have any food. So I'm saying to myself, how many people can spend money on me instead of hamburger meat?
Right. I don't know how much it should cost, but I'm just saying. Clearly, you're not you're not gouging anybody.
I'm not price gouging.
Yeah.
Good. We appreciate it, Michael. We'll definitely thank you for that, and I hope that we get to go on that hike soon.
Let me know where how I promote this. Send me a thing.
Yeah, we'll send it. Coming
awesome.
out on
Monday. Awesome. We'll send you something to push it.
It's Michael.
Gonna write that down.
You got that? Awesome.
Tesla, right?
Okay.
Testa.
Nice.
Enough. No, just kidding.
All right, great talking to you guys.
Cool. Thanks, Michael. You have a good one.
And let me know when you want to hike. I'll go.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely down.
We should do a podcast from the hiking trail. Can you do that?
We can live stream it.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
I love it.
That sounds like the conversation would be strange,
And you should do you should guys write a sitcom based on this podcast.
You're the writer.
Hey.
You're the writer.
You write it, you cast it, produce it, and then
that's where I price gouge everybody.
Yes.
There it is.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Cool. Take care.
Good night,
Michael.
everybody.
Bye.